Now this is going to be a very rare book reading because, let's see, when this book came out in 1996, I started reading this one, but very soon I stopped reading this particular edition, the first run, Humpty Dumpty After the Fall. So you guys might have heard this before, some of you, and if not, hopefully enjoy it. If so, hopefully you will like it again. I'll try to give a few little tidbits here and there as we go on. So this book here I'm dedicating to my brother Tony. Humpty Dumpty After the Fall. Goes something like this. Now, another thing too, teachers, if you'd like to use this video and you'd like to read it aloud to your kids, you can just turn the volume off and just read it aloud as I show it. So even if you don't have a copy there at your school, please feel free to use this and read to the kids. It goes something like this. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great ball. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Now, I always ask the kids if they know the real reason how Humpty Dumpty fell. Do you think that's true? I don't know, it came out a long time ago. Did they have football back then? Here we go. Now the doctor came and told the nurse, "We must check his heartbeat first." He then pulled out a stethoscope. He listened, then he gave up hope. Now, his heart don't beat. I think it's broke. Well, a heart can't beat if a heart's a yoke. The nurse cried out in desperate fear, loud and clear. Is the tailor here? Well, the tailor came, but did not fare well. With every stitch, he'd break the shell. Humpty longed his same self be, back to one piece, not 70. Well, the carpenter built him crutches of wood, with rubber ends, but they still weren't good. Humpty said, "I can see your craft, but what will I do with my other half?" Now, before we go on, I want to show you something kind of neat. On the previous page, well, previous 2 pages, here, when I drew the stethoscope, I don't know if you noticed something, but underneath the stethoscope's usually flat and like a black surface, but here I actually make it look like either like the bottom of a salt and pepper shaker. So anyway, a lot of people don't really catch that. I also used real egg yolk and layered a layer of egg yolk on top of the egg yolk, and I used real egg whites on top of the egg whites to give it a sheen. So the original artwork had real eggs on top of that, and I'm paying homage to the Renaissance period when they used to use egg tempera. They used to use egg to make their paints back in the Renaissance period. So anyway, and I reference that because later on you're going to see there's also another Renaissance reference as well. Now, the carpenter built him crutches of wood with rubber ends, but they still weren't good. Humpty said, "I can see your craft, but what will I do with my other half?" "Now who will help me?" Humpty cried. "3 have failed, 3 have tried." The welder came and willed to weld. He scorched the shell and also failed. Now, uh-oh. "Don't burn the egg," the baker said. "I will need the whites for bread." "Then, baker, why don't you just take it all?" "Nah, the yolk is full of cholesterol." Now, the baker comes, right? Now, you'll see the top of the welder's head here, and there you have the bottom of the welder's head, and back there you see the baker's apron. So if you were to take this actual illustration and put it underneath this other illustration, you'd actually have one big, long, connected illustration. And this one, I'm making a reference to a Chris Van Allsburg book called Free Fall. He actually taught at my college, Rhode Island School of Design, and he had a book that was connected all the way through across. So I wanted to make a connection up and down on this book as well. And here, the next person coming is very scary. So let's find out who it could be. The people ran. They feared his name. It's time to pay. This he spoke. Humpty said, I can't. I'm broke. Now, left alone, the sun burned high. His yellow heart fried as time went by. But from above, there came a dove whose open wings were arms of love. And from his beak, a loving voice said, through your pain, you must rejoice. Have faith, my friend. Reach out your hand. Now touch my wing. Boop. Poof. Be one again. He then stood up. His lesson learned. He left that wall and he never returned. Now his heart is full of bliss. Humpty's story will go like this. Humpty Dumpty, after the fall, helped the needy at every call. He vowed to the women and all the townsmen he'd never sit idle and be lazy again. The end. Thank you very much. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Now we're going to do a little bit of drawing. Here we go.